What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at Lexus of Wesley Chapel. Carlos has given us the 2021 Lexus IS350 F-Sport. Introduced back around 2014 on its third generation, updated to give us an alternative to your BMW 3 Series and your Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Performance and striking styling, and that's what you're getting with this sedan. Powered with your 3.5-liter V6, 311 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed direct shift. 0 to 60, 5.6 seconds. A quarter mile, 14.2 at 100 miles per hour. Top speed at 143 miles per hour, retuned chassis, weight reduction, atomic silver, getting you 20 to 28 mpgs. We're gonna go over all the specs and details, starting now. Lexus updates start with your triple beam LED headlamp assembly, and you got the L-shaped design for your daylight runnings. I like the sleek design that they have put because it really makes a nice complement to the oversized grille for the Lexus. I like that it's blacked out with the high gloss, and you have like a spoiler splitter here as well, so it helps a little bit with some downforce. Ground clearance at 5.5 inches. I also like the aerodynamic structure because the way the stance is, it actually is about 30 millimeters wider than the competition, so it's going to look super aggressive in a rear view perspective. The width at 72.4 inches, a height of 56.5 inches. The lines that just flow out into your F-Sport 19-inch staggered black alloy wheels. This is going to help lower the weight by around 16 pounds. A 4-piston caliper with the disc reading in the front, 13.1 inches ventilated. The rear is a 2-piston caliper. You're at 11.7 inches. They're also ventilated. F-Sport tuned suspension for the front and the rear. The front is going to have your double wishbone with coil springs, gas pressurized shock absorbers. The rear is going to have your multi-link with gas pressurized shock absorbers. Both front and the rear have a stabilizer bar, adaptive damper, Torsen limited slip differential, added wells to the underbody, aluminum control arms, replaced the steel ones, springs and anti-roll bars have been lightened, lug bolts instead of nuts to lower another 2 pounds in the vehicle. On paper, this thing looks amazing. A length of 185.4 inches and a wheelbase at 110.2. I like the structure and the aerodynamics, the lower rocker panel, blacked out with the high gloss. F-Sport badging just sets a nice appearance, and I like the fact that they put the chrome to give the luxury look that the Lexus inspires, and the lines that just flow all the way to your blacked out rear spoiler, new singular tail lamps, and it really looks super aggressive and luxurious. You have your diffuser in between those dual exhaust outlets. They're polished for the finishers, and it does set a nice touch. You have your front and your rear parking sensors and your reverse camera. Going inside to your cargo at 10.8 cubic feet. You can put the back seats down at a 60/40 fold, and you're set with a spare tire. Let's go inside this F-Sport, start it up, and hear that exhaust note. Lexus for 2021 has decreased the IS around $2,500 from last year, at all-wheel drive for about $2,000. Is this naturally aspirated V6 what it needs to be against the rivals 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder turbo? Is the retuned chassis and the decreased weight what the IS needs? Lexus Safety Sense 2.5 adds pre-collision safety with pedestrian detection, lane trace assist, lane departure alert with steering assist, roadside assist, all-speed dynamic radar cruise control, intelligent intelligent high beams, and aggressive bi-sculpted design on all four corners. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Lexus IS350 F-Sport as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test. Inside this Lexus IS350 F-Sport, you're going to be getting 38.2 inches of headroom, 44.8 inches of legroom, black leather, bucket front seats. You got the contrast, the perforated, heated, and ventilated. 10-way power adjustments includes 4-way lumbar support for the driver, 8-way adjustments for the passenger. It's a tasteful interior touch with a revised contrast stitching. The infotainment screen is about 6 inches closer than before to make it easier for the touch screen. It's an 8-inch. You have your navigation, you have your pinch gesture, you have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, Bluetooth connectivity, and a CD player. Mark Levingston, 10 speakers is inside here. I like that you have the dual climate control and you just move it up and down, very easy and effortless. CD player, which is something that a lot of the luxury brands are taking out, and I like that Lexus keeps it. In this center console, it's a lot going on, but it's actually very easy because you have your touchpad right here for your navigation or your infotainment. Open up in here, all your USBs and your 12-volt cup holders. You can fit a 16-ounce water bottle, no problem. Probably a 20-ounce bottle. Steering wheel, leather, perforated and soft touch, multi-function, paddle shifters, F-Sport badging. Looking at your gauge cluster, this is designed to be more of a sport-derived look. Also for the door panels, a more sport-derived pattern as well. For the elbows, soft on both textures. Soft materials throughout, one touch up and down for all the windows. Storage in the door panel, you could probably fit about 3 to 4 16.9-ounce water bottles. I do like how everything flows and how everything is soft. The air vents are inspired by jet turbines. You have your analog clock to give you that touch of luxury and that inheritance of sports. All inside derived a very nice mixture in the front. Let's check out the back seats. For the back seat, I'm at 36.9 inches of headroom, 32.2 inches of legroom. I'm about 6'3". I can fit with the seat in the position that I was sitting. My head is grazing the headliner, soft for both of the elbows. I don't like the cup holders because I just don't like the way these are, because even if you're trying to put it in, it just seems like it's a little flimsy for the type of vehicle it is. No USB, no 12-volt, 2 air vents and storage behind both of the seats. Absolutely no storage in the door panel, and that's something that I dislike because it should have some kind of storage for a cup holder if you were to fit 3 people. Let's see how I look in the center. So the verdict for the center, I can't fit. My head is completely against the headliner. My legs are completely against the back seats. And because the floor isn't completely flat, it's really more designed for 2 people to sit in the back of this IS350. When you're fitting 2 in the back seat, it's very comfortable. The seats are very plush and the leather feels very soft. Taking the IS350 F-Sport out, 311 horsepower. Naturally aspirated V6. On paper, this thing is spec'd out insane. The weight loss and reduction that they have done should make this a very agile and smooth ride. Enough ground clearance that you can drive it every day. You don't have to worry about speed bumps. Visibility, I can see almost all the way to the rear without any issues. There's a little bit of a blind spot towards the cargo area, but you do have the blind spot sensors. The feel inside the car feels very sporty. So I think they did a great job with that. I like that the infotainment screen is really within your hands reach, which also makes it easier for the touch. I do wish that they added maybe a few more things to the infotainment screen, but the way it's set up and the price point of what you're getting, it's really good, honestly speaking. The steering wheel, it feels good too. I like the perforated and the soft leather on the top. It just has a nice, essence to it, and you know that you're in a luxury car. These are things that stand out whenever you're purchasing a vehicle. We're gonna see now how that 0 to 60 is. So we're gonna give her a little gas, here we go, and doesn't necessarily throw you back as much as I would have anticipated, but getting up to speed, very good. Smooth, you don't feel any impurities in the road. As for quietness, it does get a little bit more noisy, but I mean, you're more or less with an upgraded wheel, so this is going to happen. I mean, I think it sets really good. This is something I can drive on a long trip and just have fun with it. Naturally aspirated, which means I can push the throttle and You see, it doesn't have any hesitation, it's ready to go. It's also what I like about these type of motors, because when you get into turbocharge or even a smaller liter vehicle, especially a 4-cylinder turbocharge that some of the rivals do, when you get to a higher speed, sometimes you don't have the same power derived underneath the pedal. This vehicle seems to still have that essence all the way up to, I would say, at least 70 miles an hour, maybe even more. Just be careful and don't go over the speed limit. You do have your cruise control and your adaptive cruise control, which reads everything in front of you, and the lane keep assist, which is a great feature to have, especially considering most of the rivals that's going against this vehicle is probably about $5,000 to $10,000 more. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. I really like the side view mirrors. The high gloss black polish just makes it feel so sporty. Every time I see it, I feel like I'm in a sports car instead of a luxury sedan. So I think they really masked it very well with that. The dashboard sits very good. Seeing in front of you is also very easy. I know where the bumpers are. Brakes, you're not gonna have any issues. I mean, 4 piston calipers in the front, that is great. 2 in the rear. Most of the time, when you get a luxury vehicle, they don't even put a second piston in the rear. It's just a 1 piston caliper. Turn radius, gonna speed up just a little bit, gonna give it a little bit of a stop, almost a dead stop. You're getting about 2 lanes, and now the throttle, giving it some gas, ready to rock and roll. I mean, you could just relax. This is a car. It doesn't have a symphony for the exhaust note. I was kind of hoping that they would put something back there to give it more of a throaty feel, because it is a naturally aspirated V6, but realistically speaking, you don't need it. You're in a luxury sports car sedan, all in one. And that is awesome, because you can fit a family of 4 without any issue. A family 5 can fit. It's gonna be a little bit tough. Now, there is 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike, and honestly, anything more than that, I would be buying the vehicle. So the 3 things I like, the styling is right on point. The V6, I like this engine. The transmission, awesome. Things I dislike, the back seat, there's absolutely no storage. That is awful. Something that they do need to fix. The infotainment screen, the reverse camera, which you're gonna see in a minute, it doesn't cover up the whole screen. I don't like that. I think you should cover up the whole screen or give a 360-degree camera. I get it, it's a sports car, but nowadays we gotta move with the times. The third thing that I dislike is there's no exhaust note. I'm getting an F-Sport, but I don't really feel the essence of the sport. I get the F part because I have the labels, but the sport part, not a throaty exhaust. As it sits, awesome vehicle, and this is something that super sporty. I mean, I can't stress enough. And legroom, very good for me as a driver. As for the comfort in the seat, super comfortable. I don't feel anything. The AC seats or ventilated seats work really well, which in some automotive industries, it doesn't work that well. As for the heated seat, I didn't test that out. I'm in Florida. It's a little bit hot. The air conditioning in the car blows really good, and you can feel it all over the cabin, which is also good. The disadvantage in the rear is because there's no flat floor. So if you were to put somebody in the center, they will be blocking the air vents. However, because of the way these air vents are structured, it still flows to the back. We're gonna take this back to Lexus of Wesley Chapel, go over the reverse camera, and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have the dynamic trajectory. You can change the viewpoints. The only thing that's a disadvantage is it doesn't cover the whole screen. It's only a reverse camera, and you can take those grid lines off if you like. I'd like to thank Carlos here at Lexus of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2021 Lexus IS350 F-Sport for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button. Check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.